I'm sorry there. I guess the video stopped for a few seconds. So basically, I just wanted to go over viral replication, and I just said that either the virus, once a virus attaches to the surface of the host cell, it either becomes encompassed into the cell or it injects its DNA into the cell. And what happens is it acts as if it's a non-foreign material, as we said before, locking onto a specific site on the surface of the host cell. Then the genetic material replicates through DNA replication. And as DNA replication, which occurs in the nucleus, we have this specific, this is the virus's DNA, okay? And then we have, you know, the host DNA. And through DNA replication, you know, it replicates and replicates and replicates, and you know, it produces hundreds of, you know, DNA, virus DNA, and along with this DNA goes ahead and it transcribes. It takes the virus's replicated DNA and transcribes it into the mRNA through transcription, and then it takes that cell over here, produces, you know, mRNA. How would we draw this? Takes that thing and, you know, produces mRNA, and this mRNA goes to goes to the ribosomes, and it translates basically translates along with mRNA and tRNA, translates into proteins and creates hundreds of you know, new viruses. And as they leave, they break through and cause a cell to burst. This is basically the lytic cycle. Now to move on to the lysogenic cycle. Very simple, almost basically the same thing as the lytic cycle, with a little bit of a difference. Okay, the thing with the lytic cycle, it bursts. Okay, but with the lysogenic cycle, what we have here is that we start from. Let's just start that lysogenic cycle. Right, we start from the virus, right? The virus, injecting its DNA into the nucleus. Okay, what happens here is that you have chromosomes already. And what happens is that this virus's DNA becomes part of the host DNA, and it replicates. So, for instance, we'll take the nucleus, we'll just pop it out over here. We have the DNA of the host, and then we have the DNA of the virus. It automatically encompasses itself into the DNA of the host. So this is what I mean by encompassing into the DNA. Okay, so this pink, I shouldn't have changed the colors, but the pink is the host's DNA. Okay, we'll just keep it that way for the rest of the video here. And we'll make this oddly purple color the virus's DNA. Okay, so the virus's DNA. Okay. Oh, this cold. How odd that I'm talking about viruses and I have a cold. So basically, as a virus binds to the specific receptor site, it ejects the DNA and then inserts itself into the specific site onto the chromosome. So this is the specific site right here of the chromosome of the host cell. So the viral DNA RNA is then called, the DNA is called a provirus, because it's called the provirus. This viral DNA right here is called the provirus. This section called the provirus because it's attached to the chromosome of the host cell. During the cell reproduction, the host cell copies the proviruses along with its own DNA. So during the, cell reproduction, This is as in mitosis, meiosis, cell reproduction. It copies itself. So we have two cells here. We have the cell, the host chromosomes, okay, host chromosomes, right? Make these all gametes right here. Okay, so, and then we have the provirus. Okay, so it replicates and it divides into divides the host DNAs and the DNAs, and then pass on to two daughter cells. At any given time, it could happen through an environmental trigger or a stimulus. These proviruses can detach from the chromosome of the host cell at any time due to a environmental trigger, for instance, and go in back to the lytic cycle. Go back into the lytic cycle. Back into the lytic cycle. And the host DNA is broken down and the new virus parts are then assembled as that happens in the lytic cycle. So it assembles the new parts for the new viruses, and then the cells burst and it lyses, and hence the lytic cycle. So basically it starts with viral replication. The process begins with our viral replication, then to the lytic cycle. Then, along with the lytic cycle, you have similar viruses that also, incorporate with that can happen simultaneous with the lytic cycle. So you have viruses. Then you also have RNA viruses due to the lytic cycle, which is a big example is HIV. And then you have the lysogenic cycle, which we just went over. One big important fact about lysogenic cycle is that it usually occurs in bacteria. And the fact that the lysogenic cycle can go back into the lytic cycle, that's also a fact. And just wanted to say, there you go. Hope I covered everything in the lysogenic and lytic cycle. Thank you.